Palmar reflex. Now, someone asked about hanging a baby off of a bar. What are my thoughts? People are crazy. I'm telling you, first of all, the human body is not made for external movements. We are not here to guide external ranges of motion, and especially on infants, right? You can guide an increase of muscle mass to an adult. You can do that for, range of motion, if I could do this or not, and so forth. To an adult. But even that doesn't tell you how the body is organizing movement. Palmar and plantar, and I presented this way back at my Harvard presentation, and doing also to my gravity reflexes, presenting at Charles University. So I'm published on this, and I have a reflex course going. Palmar, when a baby is first born, they're opposing gravity in all directions, and it's really noted within the hands. It is not an open and close. Miss Rachel can do that all day long, right? This is not Palmar. If you look at a baby, right, the baby is meant to, and they're like seaweeds. If you actually look at the human hand, and this is where I'm saying it matures. If you don't think that I don't have good hand definition skills, right? This is why my movement lessons are what they are. And this just comes with practice, guys. This is my hands are like seaweeds, right? My left hand is not as good as my right. So you see that with cranial work. I'll start to work around someone because, again, now you won't know the difference between this hand and this hand, but I do. And so if I have to do the detailed work and so forth, my left hand will guide while I'm doing my right work. But I can do this just as fine either way. Like, again, you're not going to notice a difference. I notice a difference, and that's how I work. So again, when you're looking at Palmar, right, this is the first movements other than breath, right, and your tongue. This is your body starting to oppose gravity, but it also, the Palmar is very important because it starts to organize the epidermis in regards to gravity, right? That's why your skin, your epidermis, is the most important organ, because it regulates gravity. Think of it like sleeping on a bed of nails, which I'm not going to try to do, and it distributes the weight, versus one nail where it pokes through, right? So the epidermis and its layers, 5 layers in and so forth, right? And so it moves and around as you move through gravity. And the easiest way to start manipulating those moves is with when you're coming off the floor and your fingers are starting to open. That's why people go into reflex integration, because if the epidermis and all this isn't setting up, or you get the static, the spasticity, or the low tone, right? They blame it on the muscles. There's actually very few muscles in the human body within the hand, right? Because this is really what it's meant to do. So when you're taking the human body now and asking a baby, first of all, to do adult skills, right? And this is in here. I've got my pull-up bar right here. So we'll do this here, right? And I get it. I do hanging techniques all day long. So here's my pull-up bar. Yes, I have it. And I have my hanging techniques, right? But when I'm using something like this, I'm not doing it for Palmar. I'm doing it for decreased compression skills, right? My spine needs to come out and have that, right? And that's where I'm there. I have a grip strength, right? I have forearms, I have muscles, because it's my goal before 60 to learn how to do a pull-up. And I'm getting pretty darn close. I can do assisted pull-ups now with the band, and whatever. Not a brag, but I'm not a baby. We cannot keep doing adult-based skills on babies. I get it, some babies can do that. I would be more worried if my kid has cerebral palsy, doing that kind of movement, hanging off a bar. There'll always be exceptions to the rules, right? But those exceptions usually turn out to be like a Tiger Woods. There's not 50,000 Tiger Woods, there's one, right? Or Nadia Comaneci, I'm showing my age. There's just one. So please, we can't judge the masses off of that one. But I'm telling you right now, if your baby doesn't have these, gosh, do a movement lesson. But if you think that that's going to be some kind of indicator for your child's development, if they're doing that, how are they going to turn a page on a book, right? How are they going to ride a bicycle, right? How are they going to just fix their hair? I'm glad you're seeing this and you know somehow it's wrong and you're bringing it to my attention, and hopefully my explaining does this to you. I really have to learn how to do a reaction video and do all that, but please, 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 I'm really trying to show you optimal development for your child. They're not there for politics, and this is a really big parlor trick. Thanks.